up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel if you're a returning subscriber, and if you're new,
what's up?
In today's video, I am coming to you guys with my top favorite books of 2023. So all these books I'm going to talk to you guys about in this video are all 5 stars. Now, you see the gag is, right? Here's my little reading journal, as you guys can see. Okay, I'll link it in the description box down below because I got this from Amazon and it's so cute. It is so cute. And so pretty much this is a new one that I got for this year. And so I have here all the books that I pretty much read in 2023, as you guys can see. Bada bing, this is what it looks like. Okay, so as of right now, I have read 76 books in 2023. Now, I believe my goal is 100, so I'm close to being there, and it's only September. But the gag is, right, your girl has about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 books that I have actually read that are 5 stars. I have 6 right here, but I have one that I loaned to my aunt, so I don't have it with me. But I'll just post a picture when I get to that book. I'll probably do that last. But yeah, only 7 books that are 5-star reads for me, and I read like 70 something books.
Please stop this madness. What do you want from me? What do you want? Please.
Well, let me say this. I still feel like I read a pretty good amount of enjoyable books. I think it's just that they weren't 5 stars. Like I have some that was like 4.5 or 4 stars, or you know, stuff like that. So really, it hasn't been like a bad year. I have had quite a few DNFs though. I might come out with a video of that, of all the books I've DNF'd. But y'all know I'm listen, if a book's not hitting, I just gotta put it down because I ain't got time, okay? And again, my goal is 100 books this year. It's September and I'm at 70 something, so I got quite a while to get there, okay? But yeah, so some of these are actually, I made it poopsie because I got like the 9th volume of a series that I haven't even read yet. I need to get the first one so I can at least read you guys the synopsis of the first volume of the series. But so I'm gonna go ahead and grab that. Okay, you guys, so I'm actually just gonna go ahead and start off with my manga series. So the first one that I have here is the first volume in the Spy Family series. Okay, listen, I think I've said this enough times that Spy Family is my favorite manga series out of all the manga series I've read. Number 1. Okay, so I just have like the first volume in each of these manga series that I have, because I have the first volume in each of these manga series simply because I don't want to like spoil it for you guys if you guys haven't read it yet. But so far I haven't read the entirety, all of the volumes in the series, but I just pretty much know I've read, I think 1 through 5, I want to say. I think, don't quote me on that. But pretty much the ones that I have besides Spy Family up here, I've read everything that's like out and I love it, and every single volume in the series is a 5-star. So yes, so that's why some of them I actually might need to include Demon Slayer. I feel like I need to include Demon Slayer too, because even though I haven't read the entirety, because again that's a long series, I have read like maybe 3 or 4 and I gave all of them 5 stars. Okay, so maybe it's 8 books that I have that are 5 stars that I have read since 2023. So the first one we're gonna put right here is just Demon Slayer. Okay, I don't have it right here to read the synopsis for you guys because it's all the way in another room, but first one's gonna be Demon Slayer. Okay, that's number 1. All right, number 2 is gonna be Spy Family. This is volume 1. I'm just gonna go ahead and read the synopsis for you guys. So this one reads: Master Spy Twilight is unparalleled when it comes to going undercover on dangerous missions for the betterment of the world. But when he receives the ultimate assignment to get married and have a kid, he may finally be over his head. Not one to depend on others, Twilight has his work cut out for him, procuring both a wife and a child for his mission to infiltrate an elite private school. What he does not know is that the wife he's chosen is an assassin and the child he's adopted is a telepath. Okay, so that's the first volume in the manga series. I want to say it's like 10 or 11 volumes out. I know it's one that's currently coming out later on, like I think November this year. But Yes. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, it is. I think it's more so his story, Twilight's story when he's younger. But yeah, I think I read like the first 5 volumes in this series and I love it so much. And I actually found the actual anime on Hulu. So I was like, oh, and I've been watching it. And it's crazy because if it's gonna like transfer all the way over to like the manga, it's got quite a few manga series, I must say, because I've seen, well, the way that I've realized is that I feel like when it comes to the anime it like takes 2 episodes to like go over what's going on in the first volume. So I feel like in the manga series it's longer than in the anime. Like, again, I hope that makes sense. Like the first 2 episodes in the anime combined together, it's like this entire volume, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So even though I think when I was looking at how many videos and how many episodes was in the anime, it seemed like a lot, but I feel like it's because it's taking longer for them to complete one entire manga series or manga volume, if that makes sense. I hope that does. But anyways, coming in at number 2, it's gonna be Spy Family. The next manga series that I had that I gave 5 stars, I read like the entirety of all the volumes. I believe it's supposed to be another one coming out too. Hold on, I need to actually look this up because I really like this one. This one is more on like the spicier side. This is like your erotic manga, you feel me? Let me make sure. It is in fact supposed to be a 5th volume of this series, but it's not coming out until 2024, January 30th. So that's kind of depressing. I'm not gonna cap. I thought it was gonna come out later this year, but it's not coming out until next year. But we're getting quite a few manga volumes out for this one, because I see volume 6 is supposed to come out next year too, in February. Okay, so this one is more for, like, you know, my spicy girls who like the little smut in their manga. Okay, this is Fire in His Fingertips. This is a flirty fireman ravishes me in his smoldering gaze. Okay, this one gives you all, like, listen, I love this one. I think I read this actually the entirety of the series, because so far it's only 1 through 4 volumes that are out, and I've read 1 through 4 twice. Well, also because I was trying to complete a reading competition, and I was like, let me just reread this over because I really did enjoy it. So I actually read the 4 volumes over like twice, but maybe to know that there's 2 more volumes, and I think it's like 7 or 8. I'm not entirely sure how many volumes are going to be in the series, but I just know that some more is coming out next year, so that's really, really good. But so this is the first volume. The synopsis for this reads: Ryo tries to set up her strapping fireman friend Soma with a co-worker from her office, but her matchmaking efforts hit a brick wall. It turns out that Soma has the hots for Ryo instead, and when a fire breaks out in Ryo's apartment, it's Soma who comes to the rescue, and the heat really gets turned up for the fiery couple. So that's the synopsis for this. So I guess it's like a friends to lovers type trope, if you want to say it like that. So yes, Fire in His Fingertips, 5 stars. The entire 4 volumes that I've read, it's just good. It's a good little storyline, and the smut, 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. Okay, now this one, okay, I may have lied just a little bit, because I literally just said that Spy Family was like my #1 top favorite series I've read in manga. It might be neck and neck. This one and Spy Family is neck and neck, because this one has a special place in my heart. The entire series is complete. It's only 8 volumes in this series, and it's it. So it's not, no more is coming out of it. It's so good, and I read all 8. It's just so good. The story is so good, and I really highly recommend this one. This one is Spy Family. I recommend all these books, truly, honestly. But if I had to only recommend like one manga series, I would say this one, just because it's already out, it's complete. I feel like it's a good stepping stone into manga if you haven't ever, you know, read any manga series. And I consider myself to be kind of like a newbie to it as well, but I'm just saying, y'all, blue flag, okay? Also, I'm hoping you guys can see this. I know the lighting might be a little crazy. Just this blue flag, okay? This is just, again, I'm showing you guys only the first volume in each of these series because I don't want to spoil it by reading the synopsis for all the other volumes. But pretty much the first volume is representing the entire series, pretty much. But blue flag, 10 out of 10 would recommend, okay? So the synopsis for this reads, love is already hard enough, but it becomes an unnavigable maze for unassuming high school student Tachi Ikenos, okay? And also, I need to mention, if I butcher some of these names, I'm so sorry. I'm truly sorry. I'm just really not good with names. And then also, like, pronouncing some of these names in the manga series and stuff, it'd be really hard. And y'all know I be struggling. Like, y'all know I be struggling, so don't come for me, okay? But anyways, and his shy classmate, Futaba Kuze. When they begin to fall for each other after their same-sex best friends have already fallen for them. For some reason, Tachi Ikenos just can't stand Futaba Kuze. But at the start of their 3rd year in high school, he finds himself in the same homeroom as her, along with his childhood friend Toma Mita, a star athlete. But one day, Futaba opens up to Tachi and admits she has a crush on Toma. She then asks for his help in confessing to him. There's just one problem. Toma seems to already have a secret crush on someone else. And so you just pretty much go through this entire series with these 3 characters, and I love Futaba so much, and she deserves the world. I love her, truly, honestly. I think she might be one of my top favorite characters in manga series. Her and Anya from Spy Family, 10 out of 10. And Yor, and Twilight. Okay, I love all these characters. I love them all, okay? I just do. Okay, the next book that I have for you guys is going to be I Want to Eat Your Pancreas. This is just one complete manga series, so it's not anymore in this as well. Okay, this is what it looks like. I hope you guys can see. It is such a good one. It's a really good one. It's a sad one too, so just know you might, you might shed some tears. That's all I'm going to say for this one. But the synopsis for this one says, a bittersweet romance. In this deeply moving first-person story, an introverted high school boy finds his classmate diary and learns her biggest secret. Yamuchi Shakira is dying from a pancreatic disease, and now he is the only person outside her family to know the truth. The last thing the boy wants is to be her friend, but Shakira's cheerful demeanor and her shared secret draws them together in this heart-trending tale of friendship and mortality. Highly recommend. Again, I think this might have been my first ever manga series this is my first ever manga story that I've ever read. This was my intro into it, and again, I think it got me hooked. As you can see, it got your girl hooked. So I definitely suggest, if you guys are like new to reading manga, get this one first. Just get I Want to Eat Your Pancreas. Please, just get it, and you truly, honestly will not regret it. It's so good. So that's that one. Alright, so now we're gonna get into, like, just the regular old books. I said I was gonna do this one that I gave to my aunt last, but I think I'm gonna do it now. So I don't have it with me. It's so good. It is by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I want to you guys guess it just by me saying by the author. I'm going to put the picture right here because, again, I don't have it with me, but it is Carrie Soto Is Back. I read this earlier January, I believe, this year. Had your girl in tears crying. 10 out of 10. This is my first ever Taylor Jenkins Reid book as well. Even though I ain't gonna cap, I got about like 2 books from her. Technically, no, I'm lying. That is not my first book I read. I actually read Daisy Jones and the Six. That was actually my first book that I read from her, which I really enjoyed. I very much like it. I think I want to reread it again because I feel like I had different opinions this time, but I gave it like a 4.5, I think. Daisy Jones. But Carrie Soto Is Back, baby. 5 stars. 10 out of 10 recommend, okay? So here's the synopsis. It says, Carrie Soto is fierce, and her determination to win at any cost has not made her popular. But by the time she retires from tennis, she is the best player in the world has ever seen. She has shattered every record and claimed 20 Grand Slam titles. And if you ask Carrie, she is entitled to every one. She sacrificed nearly everything to become the best. With her father, Javier, as her coach, a former champion himself, Javier has trained her since the age of 2. But 6 years after her retirement, Carrie finds herself sitting in the stands of the 1994 US Open, watching her record be taken from her by a brutal, stunning player named Nikki Chan. At 37 years old, Carrie makes the monumental decision to come out of retirement and be coached by her father for one last year in an attempt to reclaim her record. Even if the sports media says that they never liked the battle axe anyway, even if her body doesn't move as fast as it did, and even if it means swallowing her pride to train with a man she once almost opened her heart to, Bo Huntley. I think it's Bowie, or it might be Bo. I don't know. Like her, he has something to prove before he gives up the game forever. In spite of it all, Carrie Soto is back for one epic final season, and the riveting and unforgettable novel Taylor Jenkins Reid tells her most vulnerable emotional story yet. Baby, 10 out of 10, recommend, please. Yeah, I think it is now released in paperback. I had the hardback copy. There's the all black. I mean, not the all black, the all yellow cover. But it's like in paperback now. It's like a bluey yellow sunset vibe. Ugh. That book was so damn good. I should reread that. Honestly, I should reread my 5-star books. Like my current 2023 5-star books and my past years. Past years 5-star reads, and just see if they are actually 5-star reads, see if my maybe not 2023 because I just read them, but 2022 and back, read those 5-star reads and see if my opinion stays the same as far as if they're good, or because I've grown so much as a reader, is it still hitting like it did once before. But that might come in a new video, so keep your eyes peeled for that. But for the next book that I'm coming with you guys to, it's going to be, well, I've talked to you guys about this because I actually read this recently, and I think I talked to you guys about this not last August wrap up, but maybe July. I think it might have been July, but it is The House in the Cerulean Sea by T.J. Klune. I mean, come on. You guys know I love it because I actually showed you guys how I bought the one with the sprayed edges from Barnes & Noble. That's just how much I love this book. I needed that special edition of it. So good. So good, okay? So the synopsis for this reads, and I never know if I'm pronouncing his name right, so just bear with me, okay? But it says, Linus Baker is a by-the-book caseworker in the department in charge of magical youth. At 40, he lives in a tiny house with a devious cat and his old records for company, but his quiet life is about to change. Linus is summoned by extremely upper management and given a curious and highly classified assignment. Travel to an orphanage on a distant island and determine whether 6 dangerous magical children are so dangerous, in fact, that they are likely to bring about the ends of days. When Linus arrives at the strangest of islands, he's greeted by a series of mysterious figures, the greatest mystery of which is Arthur P, the master of the orphanage. As Linus and Arthur grow closer, Linus discovers the master would do anything to keep the children safe, even if it means the world has to burn, or worse, his secret comes to light. The House in the Cerulean Sea is an enchanting love story, masterfully told, and about the profound experience of discovering an unlikely family in an unexpected place and realizing that family is yours. It's so good. Had your girl teary-eyed. 10 out of 10 recommend. I think it's my favorite book from T.J. Klune, and I think this is what made me believe he's one of my favorite authors so far in 2023. So definitely check that book out, okay? And last but not least, I've talked to you guys if you watch any of my past videos, I've talked to you guys about this book so freaking much, it don't even make no sense. But this is none other than Scarred by Emily McIntyre. This is a part of the Never After series. This is book 2. You don't have to read them in order, but if you didn't want to read them in order, you didn't want to try all the books out, I definitely highly recommend you just read this one first, okay? You can skip around, but just make sure you read this one, okay? It's so good, okay? Let me read you guys a synopsis. It says, she doesn't belong to him, she belongs to the crown. Prince Tristan Fossa was never destined for the throne. That was always his brother Michael, the same brother responsible for both Tristan's tormented childhood and the scar that mars his face. When their father dies, Michael is set to assume the throne and Tristan is set to steal it. The leader of the secret rebellion, Tristan, will stop at nothing to end his brother's reign. But when Michael's new betrothed, Lady Sarah B, arrives, Tristan finds himself in the middle of a new kind of war. The kind that begs the question of what's more important, the crown or the woman about to wear it. Sarah has one plan: marry the king and eradicate the Fossa line, even at the risk of her own peril. But she never expects the scarred prince. He's dangerous, forbidden, and one of the men she's been sent to kill. But the line between hatred and passion has never seemed so thin, and as secrets come to light, Sarah grows unsure of whom she can trust, torn between vengeance and the villain she was never supposed to love. That is Scarred, again by Emily McIntyre. 10 out of 10. Because I realized from just reading that, and also books from the past, that I love a good royal setting, erotic romance. It just hits. It hits differently. I don't know. It just hits differently, okay? So good. 10 out of 10 recommend, okay? So with all that being said, as far as how many 5-star reads I've read so far in 2023, we have Demon Slayer, Carrie Soto is Back, Scarred, The House in the Cerulean Sea, I Want to Eat Your Pancreas, Blue Flag, Fire in His Fingertips, and Spy Family. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 books. Out of 70 something books, your girls only read like 8 books that are 5 stars. It's not that bad. I say it's not that bad because again, I had some pretty good high rating books. It's just maybe like I have some other manga series that I've read that it might have just been like for instance, Yona of the Dawn. I didn't really enjoy volume 3, so I didn't include it because pretty much all these other manga series, I enjoyed every single book in them that I've read, let me say that. So I was just like, I'm not going to include that because I didn't even really care about volume 3 like that. I gave it 3 stars, but you know, stuff like that. And then I had some pretty high rated books, it's like 4 stars, 4.5, you know, but this is all about the 5-star girls, so we only got 8. But I'm currently reading Harry Potter Goblet of the Fire. I believe that's what it's called. And I've heard how so many people said that that's like their favorite book in the series. The gag is, I gave every single book, that's book 4. I read book 1, 2, and 3. I believe I read that in 2022. That's why I couldn't include it in this one. I was like, had to check in my journal and make sure when I read it. Because I forgot, because I remember it so vividly. And every single book from 1 to 3, I gave 5 stars. And so I'm currently reading 4th book, and people say that is the best book out of the entire series. So, okay, I mean, no pressure, but people keep hyping it up. So I'm just hoping that, you know, it is actually meant, it's worth the hype, you know. I'm only like on, what, chapter 2, chapter 3, so I'm not that far in it, because I ain't gonna say I'm in a reading slump, but I'm just taking my time, you know what I'm saying, but yeah. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure you give this video a big thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and also make sure you turn your notification bell so you're notified every time I upload a video. And with all that being said, I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye!